Greetings viewers, Eric the Car Guy here, and I'm also known as ETCG1 when I post videos to this channel. First, I'd like to thank you for tuning in today, and then I would like to say, hey, if it's your birthday, happy birthday! Please enjoy this digital confection that I found for you. Yummy. Today I've parked myself in front of my very dusty Type R. Well, it sort of goes along with the topic that I'd like to talk about today, and that is tuning vehicles. And for those of you not familiar with what tuning vehicles is, that is going in and altering the vehicle's computer program, either to help make the vehicle produce more power, or in some cases, getting it to improve fuel economy. It just, I guess, depends on what you're into. But bottom line is you go into a vehicle's computer system and you alter it in such a way to suit your purposes, let's just say. In the simplest terms, that's what I'm talking about here. Now, in the US, technically, this kind of thing has been illegal since the Clean Air Act in 1970. In fact, I did a video not too long ago about all my cars being illegal. I was looking into something else and I started reading through the laws, and a lot of the things that we've been doing for years and years and years in the performance automotive market have been technically illegal. Now, SEMA, which is the Specialty Equipment Marketing Association, is really pushing this thing that they're calling the RPM Act. And that is so that they can continue racing vehicles or using manufactured vehicles or factory manufactured vehicles for racing purposes. In other words, taking a factory vehicle, a vehicle that was designed to be bought and driven on the highways and byways, altering it, turning it into a race car, and driving it on a racetrack. They're fighting to keep that. Now, the tuning market, the people that are driving things on the street, stuff like that, it hasn't even really been brought up all that much yet. If they're fighting this hard to keep race cars, still a thing, it means that this stuff is like not far behind. I have concerns. Now, those of you that have been following along know that I will be moving from this shop in the not too distant future into a larger shop up the street. And one of the things that I had entertained in moving into a larger space was possibly getting a chassis dynamometer and messing around with tuning a little bit, just to see if I could or would. But after looking into it and seeing the kind of things that are happening, well, these stories that I've read, here's one of them. They go into a facility that does this tuning work and perhaps makes these components to alter a vehicle's performance. EPA comes in and says, you cannot do this anymore. We're going to fine you, say, $18,000. And if you don't pay us in a week, it's going to be $180,000. Like, really going after the small business side of all this, which, yeah, there's a lot of cottage things, but small businesses are owned by families a lot of times. And, you take away their livelihood, that's not going to go over well. I don't think anybody's going to be too happy about losing their livelihood, saving the planet or not. But this, like I said, this is my concern. Now, places like Europe, any of this kind of stuff is just not allowed, not a thing. And as I mentioned, here in the US, it really technically shouldn't have been a thing for a very long time. We've been living in this gray area, I suppose. There's billions of dollars in this. That's why I think SEMA is working as hard as they're working, because there's a lot of people involved in the performance side of things, or the tuning side of things in the automotive industry. Huge aftermarket that exists. It's the second largest show in Las Vegas throughout the year, second only to CES, which is the Consumer Electronics Show. So the only thing bigger than cars is computers, is what I'm getting at. I have concerns. I have concerns about the future. And one of the reasons I'm making this video today is to sort of bring your attention to it. But really, I'd love to hear from shops out there that have done this tuning work. Have you had experience with the EPA coming in? And if so, what have you seen? What have you seen in your industry? Have you seen market changes, stuff that's happening that's changing how you do business or the things that you're doing in that business? I'm very curious to hear from you out there. But something I was thinking about recently, I thought I'd bring it up and discuss it with the group. That is all of you out there. And I appreciate you watching. I appreciate your comments. Linked in the description will be additional information on some of the stuff that I've discussed, including some of those videos that I mentioned in the video. So check the description for other information, including if you have automotive questions. There's a link down there to ericthecarguy.com. I put together a lot of resources to try to help with any automotive issues that you might have. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today. Remember that I post ETCG1 videos on Monday, so stop back and see me then. Be safe, have fun, stay dirty. I will see you next time. Bye.